If you ever plan on opening DaVinci Resolve again to make a video, I think you should download this new plugin right now. Today we're talking about the new free plugin for DaVinci Resolve from MrAlexTech, Magic Zoom V3. This is brand new. Alex is actually still live in the announcement for this, but it is available now. He has his own video coming soon, but I think this is such a big deal. You know, I'd make my own video. Hey, if you like some of the stuff I do on this channel with presets and templates and all that, you're going to love this. In the description, I will have a link to Alex's Ko-fi shop page where he has this seamless zoom tool. And look at that, it is free. But I need to make a little bit of a PSA right here. This tool is free, that's amazing. However, I'm gonna grab this right now. I'm gonna give Alex 10 bucks. I hope this doesn't come across as too self-serving, but on this channel, I've also given away a lot of stuff for free. That's all hosted on my site, and on the whole, I have been surprised with how generous some people have been, but the vast majority of people who grab any of my free products, you know, grab them for free. And I know that's just how it goes, and I'm sure Alex experiences a lot of the same. However, I also know that if every person that downloaded one of my free presets gave me $1 per preset, my life would be instantly changed. I would probably go full-time doing this sort of stuff, you know, right now. I know Alex has his own situation, all that other stuff, but this is very, very good work. And if you are doing lots of work where you will use this tool, it will save you, you know, possibly hours and hours of time. It's worth a few bucks, whatever you value this at, you know. Give it to Alex. He's nice. He deserves it. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab this. I've run that through PayPal. I've picked it up. We're good to go. We just have this little note. Double click the DRFX to install. That's all. Have a great day. I am going to have a great day, Alex. Thank you. View content. Here we go. We are downloading that DRFX. Now, this is something Ko-fi does when you download this. It will scramble the name a bit, and I could either track down that file, but if I just click this to launch it from my downloads, it will launch Resolve and give me this pop-up. Hey, do you want to install this? I can click install. Now I've got an empty timeline. I've got some video. I've got some stills. Let's start messing around. I did have to do a quick start of Resolve. That happens sometimes when you install these new presets, but under effects in my effects library, we have MrAlexTech Magic Zoom V3. This is cool. Let's go ahead, drag some video on this timeline. We've got this little parasail guy. I don't know what this is actually called. I'm going to go and grab an adjustment clip, drop that on my scene, stretch it out a little bit, and then drag Magic Zoom onto there. And then when we start playing, we'll see when we get to adjustment clip, it just zooms in a little bit and then holds. And then when it's done, zooms back out. It's a little harder to see on this adjustment, on this, you know, dynamically moving thing. So let's go ahead and grab a still. This is just of the Fusion page of Resolve. We're going to do the same thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drag this out. I'm just going to grab this adjustment clip with the effect on it, hold Alt, move that so it creates a copy. And then now we can see, zooms in, holds, zooms out, cool. And that's just the beginning. This is exciting. I haven't dove super deep into this, but I know there's a lot here. In the inspector over on the effects, you have all the controls for this effect. Right at the top, you have a few different versions. One, just so we have something to view, I'm gonna, in this toggle down in my viewer, come to Fusion Overlay. I have a recent video all about this if you wanna learn more about that. But on this first version here, and I believe on others, we might see other stuff as well, we have this little X right in the center of our screen, and you'll notice it zooms right into the center of our screen. But what if, you know, we wanted to zoom into this inspector? Well, I'm moving before the adjustment clip, and I'm just gonna click and drag this X over right to where the inspector is. And then now when this zooms in, it will zoom in on that new point as well. And if we adjust this, it will move anywhere in our scene. Very cool. Even right up to the edges, depending on your aspect ratio, it looks like. It'll zoom into that area, and then when it's done, zoom back out to full screen. Oh yeah, we had a little extra crop in, that's why you're seeing that. Cool. Let's try out version 2. Ooh, 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 tasty, tasty. Okay, check this out. We have a little bit, zooms out for a bit. Ooh, and look at that. That's like a lot of motion blur, but it looks so tasty. Check this out. So it has a little pull out first. You can see we have a little slightly mirrored edges. Whew. But it still zooms in, and then, ooh, we've got some, look at this, we've got some wiggle while it holds, and then it pops out. Awesome. We can see this zoom type is zoom and hold. Fantastic. Let's go to version 3. Let's see what we're working with. This. Ooh, okay, we got some wiggle. Slow zoom in over the entire course of the clip, and then holding there, and then hopping back out. Let's try 4. Ooh, oh, that's like the inverted of 2. where it zooms in a little bit and then pulls out. Very, very cool. We have these edges, which is set to canvas, so you see this black. If you set this to wrap or mirror or duplicate, all those, it'll do all the equivalent stuff. That's very cool. Let's check out version 5. Ooh, I saw, this is very cool. So this, it has a slow push in, but it is also animating. Ooh, it is also animating the point to which it is zooming in over the course of the clip. Very, very cool. Version 6. We're going through the versions very quick because like the way versions work are cool. We'll talk more about what's really going on here. Version 6. It has to zoom in and then animates that point where it zooms in and then animates back out. Ooh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, lots to talk about. Here's the deal. All these versions are doing is changing up the controls you have access to here. So you could start with version 1, change up the controls, and make it look exactly like version 6. As I understand it, Alex might have done a few funky things, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So let's, go back to version 1 and start going through these things what we have access to. First off, you got a big button. Click it to go to MrAlexTech's YouTube page and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, turn on all notifications. I'm doing CTAs for Alex. How great is that? Then you also have a link to his Ko-fi page, and then you have this main mirror type. Remember on version 1, it just zooms in, and then holds and zooms out. That's very cool. I'm also going to reset this zoom area to about center. We have mirror. We have standard, which is a push in over time, sort of like the standard dynamic zoom. Very cool. We have zoom and hold, where it will execute that zoom quickly, and then just hold, and I believe, then just cut back out. Then we have hold and zoom out, where it'll cut in, just the opposite of that, and then zoom out. And then we have, that first one, the mirror, where it zooms in, holds, zooms out. You have that pivot where it will zoom into the easing on that zoom, just a nice little easing. You have these standard, anim curves zooms for you here. Ooh, custom? Ooh, we do have a custom. If you want to get real funky with like easing and all sorts of stuff here, you can do it. Hey, check out my recent anim curves video if you want to get real funky with this sort of stuff. I'm going back to easing because I think I just messed that up. Then you do have this inverse button. If, hey, you want it to start zoomed in and zoom out and then zoom back in, you got those options. Next, zoom scale. That will be, hey, your master, how far do you want to zoom in? I believe, right? Oh, we had this inverted, that's why. So now it'll zoom much further in. I can set this back to, 0 will be nothing, obviously. If I go to like 0.5, that'll be, the 0.5 is pretty intense zoom. Zoom. Zooming out. Zoom offset. That should be, if I'm understand correctly, that should be where it starts. So if I pull this down, it'll get... If you want this to like be punched in a little automatically and then zoom in, that's what the offset will do. 1 will be standard. You can always reset that. Whew. Cool. And then zoom speed. That speed at the beginning is set to 2. If I set this to 0.5, then ooh, oh, it's opposite. 0.5 is much faster. Let's set this up to like 5 then. You got a different feel. Modify that with your easing. You'll have tons of different looks. If you, zoom out a whole lot. Let me grab this video clip from before because this was, full screen. So if we're dealing with this now, let me actually get a fresh version on here. If we are zooming out, which one of these defaults was zooming out? 4, yeah. We have these edges. Like I quickly showed off earlier, Canvas will only do, the one instance. Wrap will, it's like duplicating in different ways. Wrap will just have like another whole instance to the side. Duplicate will take the last pixel and stretch it out. And then mirror will sort of like invert, flop it on whatever direction you're looking at. This does some like cool stuff down here. Anyway, so this angle is separate from this zoom. It is just like a constant sort of deal. And then an extra motion blur. Oh yeah, this really cool second one. Where we have that nice, has a motion blur set up to 4. This motion blur and shutter angle, those will probably be some of the more intensive parts of this effect, but like, hey, they sell it. It looks really cool, just like that. Nice, got to do the sound effects. And then, really cool feature here, this camera shake. So once it zooms in, you can, well, let's go back to something still. Once it zooms in, you can toggle on a little bit of camera shake, toggling up this motion scale. Speed is probably a lot. Whoa. And do some crazy stuff. I've been seeing this a lot more like in YouTube videos. I don't know how I feel about it just for like talking head stuff. But like, this is the easiest I've ever seen it. You've got, ooh, the shake levels. Oh, including pan and tilt. Very cool. Zoom type. Shake quality. Oh, all of these. Hey, and then how it handles the border. Oh, cool. A lot of the camera shake controls from some of like the more beefier camera shake options inside Fusion are here. Now you can always go to one of these controls that has this motion path already, right? Yeah, 5 where it's zooming in. Let's see what it is like to try to build that from scratch. I had this idea I wanted to mess with. We've got an adjustment clip. I'm gonna just trash that. Okay, we've got an adjustment clip and we've got Super Metroid, right? Which I know is confusing. Like that's the thing. Okay, we've got this zoom in. Let's take this up to like 0.5. And let's see whether from scratch we can change this pivot point. I can't draw a path here. If I just set a keyframe, yeah, now we're doing some fun stuff. Okay, come forward. Timing on this might be a little interesting to like get around, but where'd my effect go? Oh, I have multiple things selected, but I could come forward, move this around, come back. So as you zoom in, you know, you could sort of, the timing's going to be slow. Okay, assuming this is way faster and funnier, let's try to do it again. Okay, we've got a quick clip. We've got a 5-second adjustment clip. Yeah, this will be much better. I just had to zoom in. We've got Magic Animate on here, which zooms in. Let's go like 0.7 or something. Like we're really zooming in, right? And then we're going to start zooming in here. I'm going to set a keyframe. Come forward a little bit. Move this over here. Come forward a little bit. Move this down here. Come forward a little bit. Move this over here, come forward, forward. Dun, 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 dun. So if we wanted to sell, hey, this is a confusing thing where you're moving around a lot. Whoops. Oh, there we are. Sometimes you gotta click to actually set that other one. Moving around. Then if we bring in the end of this, then, let's play back, we got whoa, 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 all over the place, and then it zooms out. Cool. Does this even have... this doesn't have any motion blur. Let's turn that motion blur back up to 4, which should be pretty wild. Whoa, 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 crazy. Fun. In the live stream demo Alex had, and I'm sure in the full video he'll make, he also goes into like how to save any custom versions of this over itself. Super cool. Also, as soon as his video comes out, I will be posting about that, and I will also link to that in the description of this video. So odds are, depending on when you're watching this, that video might be out already. So go check that out, send him the love, all of that. There's a whole lot just in like a really cool drag and drop effect. I think these versions do an excellent job of showing off sort of like the breadth of all these different effects. And I think this walks a really good line between like there's so much you can do with the effect, but it doesn't have like overwhelming options. It does, you know, this effect, but it can do lots of different kinds of this effect. I'm very excited about this. Obviously, hopefully you are too. Follow the link in the description to pick up this preset. If you are able, absolutely help support MrAlexTech developing these really cool tools as well. I know it will mean a whole lot to him. Go have some fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.